Hello and welcome to Channel Sports this morning. It's great to have you join us again. I am Tayo Salam. This is what the show looks like. We're starting off from the home front. Of course, the Nigeria Football Federation have reinstated Salisu Yusuf as Super Eagles assistant coach 3 years after being banned from all football-related activities. Also on sports this morning, Jose Mourinho suffers biggest managerial defeat as Roma were thrashed 6-1 by Bodo Glimt in the Europa Conference League. Also on sport this morning, in the NBA, Steph Curry was just too hot to handle for the LA Clippers, scored 45 points to lead the Golden State Warriors to that victory over the LA Clippers. Like I said, this is just a tip of the iceberg. There's a lot to come on the show, so try and stick with us for the next 55 minutes. I'm not flying solo. That's because of Guts Fisayo Odushola making a comeback after a long time. Fisayo, welcome to Channel Sport this morning.
Good morning.
It's been a minute.
Good
morning,
have you been, man? It's been a long hiatus, and I'm very glad I'm back on the show.
Indeed, it's great to have you back. And you're back when the NBA just tipped off a couple of days ago.
On Wednesday.
I know you're a big fan of the NBA as well.
Yes.
So far, so good, right?
Yes, it has started very well. The 75th edition of the NBA has started very, very well.
Indeed. All right, so let's go straight to the NBA. Let's give you updates of the games that were played last night and this morning. Just the 3 games went down, starting with the Mavericks against the Atlanta Hawks. That game ended 113-87 in favor of Atlanta. Very shocking, fantastic victory for the Hawks in that particular game. Elsewhere, it was the Bucks getting routed by the Miami Heat, 137-96, while the LA Clippers lost against the Golden State Warriors, 113-115 there. So the Golden State Warriors are prevailing in that matchup between against the LA Clippers, 115-113. That's how it ended. Very, very close game, went down to the wire, but because the Warriors had Steph Curry, they found a way to win that particular match. We're going to come back to the Warriors and the Clippers later on, but let's start, first of all, with the Miami Heat. Fisayo, the Bucks, rather, getting routed by the Miami Heat just a couple of days after, they kicked off the
ring championship ceremony on Wednesday.
What happened?
Defeating the highly favored Brooklyn Nets, the favorites in the Eastern Conference. They were brought down back to it because right now the Bucks, they have a target on their back as NBA champions.
Okay.
And it was a rematch of last year's first-round playoffs, which they swept Miami Heat 4-0.
Yes.
And Giannis had an off night yesterday.
Is that why they lost? Because Giannis had an off night,
they
really?
And Team Jeru Adewey was also away. He was injured.
Okay, so that's for the Bucks, right?
Yes.
So you're saying because of some of the players that were missing for the Bucks, so that's why they lost the game. I know that Brooks Lopez didn't play as well.
The Bucks were kind of short-handed in defense because we all know how he's very good in defense and everything. And they didn't have any presence in the center. That, like you said, Brook Lopez. No Brook Lopez, no Bobby Portis, and no Drew Holiday. But we got to give credit to Miami because Miami on the night were just simply the better side. Tyler Hero did something no Miami player has done in the last 20 years, including legends like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. He had 27 points in 25 minutes. Wow, off the bench. And he led all scorers in the game. Yeah, must be said, Tyler Hero, take a bow wherever you are, turned out to be the hero in that victory for the Miami Heat. His final scoreline, 137-95. Bam Adebayo finished with 20 points and 13 rebounds in that particular game. Also must be said that PJ Tucker started for Miami, making his debut against the team he helped to win the championship last season. He finished with 8 points and 6 rebounds. And Jimmy Butler also added 21 points. Indeed. So Miami should get the credit for this particular victory, other than saying because the Bucks were missing a few players, that's why they lost. It was mightily impressive, 42 points blowout. Massive, massive. One of the biggest
victories for the Miami Heat on opening night. Let's get post-game reactions coming from that game now. We're going to get to listen to Giannis, no, not Giannis. We get to listen to Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. They're all very, very happy to be playing with Kyle Lowry right now. Jimmy Butler, that's the Miami Heat small forward. Very happy to have Kyle Lowry on the same team now. It's still early doors, just one game, but they're already starting to feel the impact of a veteran point guard like Kyle Lowry.
And he's also an NBA champion.
Exactly.
With Toronto Raptors a couple of seasons back. So he's a very good addition to them, veteran leadership and everything.
Indeed, indeed. Anyways, let's go over to the Bucks camp now. Earlier, Fisayo said Giannis had an off day and some players were missing for them. Let's get their post-game reaction, starting with Giannis Antetokounmpo himself. Got a lead by example. Giannis on the night finished with 15 points for the Bucks. Gary Allen finished with 14 points. Chris Middleton didn't have a great night at all. 10 points on 4 of 14 shooting. And talking about the young stars in the Bucks side, Jordan Nwora, Nigeria's own Jordan Nwora, finished with just 11 points, but didn't shoot good at all. 3 of 12 from the field. Also grabbed 5 rebounds and dished out 2 assists. So that's it. Fantastic win for the Miami Heat. Statement victory, you could say, for the Heat. We'll be looking to return to the Eastern Conference Championship or Finals. But fingers crossed, it's still a long, long way to go. Let's go to the big matchup now, where for the second straight game, the Golden State Warriors defeated a team from LA. This time around, it was the Clippers on the receiving end of, the Golden State Warriors might, let's put it that way. And it was Steph Curry that was leading the way. Like I said at the start of the show, it was just too hot to handle. Finished with 45 points on the night in a 115-113 victory over the Los Angeles Clippers. And because of that, he's our top performer for today. 45 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. Sorry, what more can you say about Steph Curry? He's 33 years old, 2-time MVP. He's already one of the greatest players of all time. As a matter of fact, he was named one of the 75 best players of all time
to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the NBA.
Yeah.
Steph Curry reminded everybody why is Steph Curry yesterday, why is arguably the best shooter the NBA has seen. He had 45 points, carried the team on his back. He had only 1 assist, so it was a very good shooting night for him after the below-par performance he had against the LA Lakers. So he had to come up big, and he came up big for the Warriors yesterday. Yeah, he came out big indeed. Steph Curry, interestingly, described his performance against the LA Lakers as thrash, even though he ended up with a triple-double. But by his standards, very high standards. And that was his first triple-double since 2016. There you go. By his high standards, it wasn't good enough. And guess what? He bounced back nicely and led the Warriors to that fantastic victory over the LA Clippers. Let's take post-game reactions now coming from Steph Curry. Yes, Paul George with 29 points on the night wasn't enough as well for the Clippers to get the victory, despite fighting from 19 points down in the second quarter to take a 67-66 lead into half-time. Anyways, so that's it for the NBA for today. Of course, action is going to continue through the night, and you can always join us on Monday, all of the games that went down over the weekend. Time to give you a bit of a slice of handball. The Handball Premier League in Nigeria started yesterday, and we have updates coming from that competition going on in Abuja. Let's give you the results first of all before I introduce Austin Okonakman, who's ready to join us for the rest of the show. Starting with the men's segments, it's the Lagos Seasiders edging the defenders by 22 to 21 points, while the Confluence Stars are lost against the Kano Pillars 26 to 29. It was a victory for Safety Shooters, 28 to 18 over Plateau Vipers, while the Niger United defeated Police Machine, 30 to 16. Raymond Strikers lost by a point to Jimarine, 23 to 24. In the women's segment, let's move over to the women's segment where the Safety Babes were
winners over the Cater Queens 24-17. Bayelsa Queens lost by 10 points against Himo Grasshoppers 26-36. Defender Babes 27, Plateau Rocks 20. Edo Dynamos 27, Confluence Queens 19, while Adorable Angels absolutely annihilated Seaside Babes 41-28. Round 2 fixtures. Let's talk about the men first. It's going to be Cater Stars versus Safety Shooters, Plateau Vipers versus Niger United. So Jim Marin Academy, they'll take on Confluence Stars, COS Shooters versus Rima Strikers, Canopilas versus the Defenders, and Police Machine versus Lagos Seasiders. While for the women, it's Himo Grasshoppers versus Edo Dynamos. Adorable Angels will take on Defender Babes, Bayelsa Queens versus Safety Babes, Carter Queens versus Seaside Babes, and Confluence Queens versus Plateau Rock. So those are your round 2 fixtures for the 2021 Handball Premier League right here in Nigeria. Austin Okonaban is ready to join us now. Austin, good morning. You're welcome to Sports this morning. How are you, mate?
It's a great style. Good to be on the show. Winter gradually coming, so getting a bit cold, but I'm pumped up to do this with you. Yeah. Good to be on the show, and good one for handball in Nigeria. Yeah. I love the fact that they've kept this going. You know, when this league started, we thought it was going to be one-off, or they're going to start having problems. Then before you know, the problems of funding and other administrative issue, we just get it out of the way. But Samuel Ochewa and his team, they've shown us that they're here for real, and it's good to see all of these teams already getting good results from day one. Defending champions at Adorable Angels, they got us talking last season. From nowhere they came, and then they stunned the big ladies to win the women's category. Let's see if they can go on, keep the momentum, and retain their title. We also saw for the men that Lagos teams had to dig deep to win in dramatic fashion. So it's beautiful. And, each time we talk about this sport that we don't talk about all the time, it's so much joy. For instance, we're talking about handball, and that's what we want for every other sport in the country. Volleyball started the league. We want to see them come back to it. Hopefully, the leadership crisis in badminton will end, and then the league will also come up. We'll talk about it also. One other things to get, championships going, because this is the only way we can test talent. These are ladies, Nigerian ladies playing handball. So tomorrow, Tayo, when we want to get a formidable national team, there's already a structure in place. There is a process. There's a place to go and get this talent. And really good for the development of the sport in the country.
Your sports on Austin. Shout out and to Samuel Ocheo and his team. Keep going, guys, and let's continue to have handball develop and progress in the country. Anyways, that's it for handball. Now let's move on to football now, the king of sports in Nigeria, many other countries. Let's talk about the Falcons of Nigeria. They've taken on Ghana in the second leg of the AFCON qualifier on Sunday. First leg ended 2-0 in favor of Nigeria. Uchenna Kanu scoring 2 goals. Austin, but there are a lot of people out there that are not comfortable with a 2-0 margin because it's Ghana and it's away. And I mean, I don't know about you. How confident or how comfortable are you with that scoreline going into the second leg?
Just because it's the Super Falcons, I just want to keep my confidence intact. But I understand why some other persons have cynicism, because it's Ghana. Anything that's got Ghana and Nigeria, it's taken to a different level. And so the level of competition, gets really high. So the Super Falcons, they understand that 2-0 win doesn't take them to a place of comfort. They don't have to be complacent. The second leg on Sunday, I've listened to Asst Oshala said, look, we are going there to win. And I love that they are bringing that sort of mentality to the game. Shout out to Uchenna Kanu for scoring a brace. They needed to do this. They needed to win this first leg fixture against the Black Queens of Ghana to bring back their fans, to win back loyalty, to bring back support. Because it was right here at this stadium that they lost to South Africa. And then heads went down, on the Super Falcons. People started shaking their heads, saying all sorts, the confidence level dropped. You know Nigerians, you know your people when they expect you to win, and you don't win, it becomes a problem, you know. Somebody said, I put up the muscle to show strength, you know, the emoji. They say that, oh, these girls have done it. Someone said, drop the muscle for now. That 2-0 doesn't do it. But it does it, you know, because it's football, and these other African countries are making progress. We've seen Ghana, you know, making progress. We've seen Morocco, we've seen South Africa. So it's not just Nigeria, but we just know that when it's the Super Falcons, people expect them to go out there to win, and they know that. So on Sunday, they need to be at their best because there's so much at stake. There's the African Women's Cup of Nations and the World Cup at stake. So, and last night on the show, Tayo, Yemi Adebayo and Bolomoni told me, Austin, it's unthinkable that Nigeria, the women's team, will not be at the African Women's Cup of Nations. They are the most successful. In fact, I think people focus on the most successful women's team from a particular region in years. So it's just unthinkable that something will go wrong on Sunday. We just need to wish them all the best and hope that they turn up.
Hopefully they turn up. I have Fisayo Dushola with me as well too, Austin. So let me just get his thoughts up quickly. We'll come back to you in a few seconds. Nigeria, Ghana, 2-0 up. How do you see the second leg panning out?
The first leg, Super Falcons should have ended the tie. They had numerous chances which they blew, and it almost came back to haunt them because the Ghanaians almost got an away goal.
Yeah.
But it's the Super Falcons, and we expect them to get the job done. But the gap in African female football now, it has gotten really close. We saw what the South Africans did to the Super Falcons in the Aisha Buhari Cup.
Yeah.
So, but I trust the Super Falcons to get the victory in Accra.
Another victory?
Yes.
Wow.
With our mercurial captain, Oshoala.
Okay, we'll see about that. Oshoala didn't score in the first leg. She'll be looking to get on the score sheet in the second leg. Anyways, all the best to the Super Falcons of Nigeria as they attempt to reach the next round of qualifiers for the African Women's Nations Cup qualifier against Ghana. All right, that's it for that matchup. We will give you the updates on Monday on the show. Hopefully, the Falcons would have secured qualification into the next round. Still talking football on the home front. Let's talk about the clubs on the continent this weekend. Talking about the likes of Rivers United, Al Hilal, and Enyimba will be in action as well as Bayelsa United. Starting with Al Hilal versus Rivers United, 1-1 from the first leg. They'll be looking to advance into the group stage of the CAF Champions League. That's the Rivers United. Hopefully, they can get the job done in that one. Austin, let's talk about this one. Very, very, very tough situation to be in for Rivers United. But who knows? How do you think they're going to do when they take on Al Hilal of Sudan this weekend?
So you asked me about the Super Falcons, and you could hear the confidence in my voice, you know, that they can go against Ghana. But with this one, I'll let Rivers United do the talking themselves because they had everything to win big in the first leg, and they didn't, you know. And we said it, you know, that when you don't win your first leg properly with a CAF competition, I'm not saying that impossible cannot happen in football, that you cannot win away, but you make it difficult for yourself. And I remember when we spoke to Fisayo Dairo on this fixture, he said a lot of good things going on for Rivers United. Oh, Al Hilal, the mentality in the team is already faltered. The players aren't their best. They are not playing on their home ground. But when you get a chance, take it. Particularly in two-legged fixtures. We just said the same thing about the Super Falcons. But when you play 1-1, you're already telling the reverse fixture that you don't want it because you're going to put yourself on a lot of pressure. But this is football where anything can happen, and I believe that Rivers United, they have prepped themselves properly for this one. They understand the mission is to continue on the continent, and the Rivers State government to a certain level have been supportive, giving this team everything that they want. So it's up to them now. It's all up to the technical crew and the players to say, look, we need to give our best to advance at the competition. But for me, it's going to be very, very tough against Al Hilal in the second.
I agree. I agree. Rivers United have their work cut out in that second leg against Al Hilal. Let's go to a team that look like they have one leg in the next round already. I'm talking about Enyimba of Aba. They'll be taking us the Ambas of Senegal, and they have a 1-0 lead from the first leg away from home.
I love this fixture, and I want to see what Finidi Judge can do, with this second leg fixture that will take place in Aba. They won the first leg 1-0. It came late, but they needed to win it. A goal that came off the penalty. Cyril Olisema stepped up and then scored. Finidi Judge spoke to me right after the match, said it was a very difficult one because the players didn't expect it, and there's some level of match rustiness. So now you have an opportunity. You've played this team for the first time, the second leg fixture. Let's see some good football. Let's pass a strong message to your next opponents, to tell them that, look, we're here to stay. Enyimba, they haven't won the CAF Confederation Cup. This is a trophy they would like to put in their cabinet. Finidi Judge has got a good challenge in front of him, build up a team that will get people loving Enyimba once again. Because, Tayo, you would agree that the last season, Enyimba struggled even until the end of the season to get to where they are. And I kept telling you guys each time I talk about Enyimba that they weren't giving us what we needed to see, the sort of quality, because they had good players. So something was missing. All respect to Coach Fatayo Show, but maybe there was something to do with the psychology of the players, and we didn't see good football. But now Finidi Judge has come. You can tell that they love him. Well, it's early days because players can be funny. When they scored that goal, they did his trademark celebration. Let's see what they can do. For Bayelsa United and Cesc Vaccine, I'm sure you're on the same level with me that it's going to be very tough. Yeah. But let it be on record that Bayelsa United, a lowly rated Nigerian team in terms of comparison with Cesc Vaccine, beat them in the first leg. And that's good analysis, That's what I wanted from Rivers United that I didn't see. So shout out to Bayelsa United. They just need to keep their head up. Don't show any respect to this opponent. Go out there, do your thing. You guys are chasing the same goal, and it's to advance in the competition. If you want to park the bus properly. If you want to stand them, stand them. But don't just lose the match.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see the approach of Bayelsa United in that game against CS Vaccine. A very seasoned campaigners when it comes to continental football in Africa. All of the best to Rivers United, Enyimba, and Bayelsa United on the continent this weekend. We're still talking football, but this time around, let's go to the coaching side of things and tell you that Salisu Yusuf has been reinstated as the Super Eagles assistant coach and by extension, the home-based head coach 3 years after he was banned and fined over allegations of bribery and corruption. And Austin, I'll come back to you shortly. Fisayo, how did you receive this news about the return of Salisu Yusuf to the Super Eagles setup?
It is ridiculous, hilarious, outrageous. I don't even have words to qualify it. He was found guilty of bribery and banned like 3 years ago. Is he the only manager in Nigeria? Why do they have to reinstate him? It shows the state of Nigerian football. Like they are in bed with corruption. Definitely, he has someone high up there that is a buddy, a friend. That's why he got reinstated. The news is saddening. It is preposterous.
Wow. That's some strong words coming from Fisayo. Austin, surely I know you have a reaction to that, to the coming back of Salisu Yusuf in the Eagles setup.
I said that the Nigeria Football Federation didn't manage this properly. They don't understand the role of strategic communication. They don't understand PR. And that's why I don't blame Fisayo for using those words on the return. Tayo, is a good thing that Salisu Yusuf has got back his job. And for me, I sent him a message. Said, congratulations, good to have you back. And then I asked some questions. For instance, you're the coach of Enugu Rangers. Will it continue? He said he doesn't know for now. Coach Salisu Yusuf commands respect. No doubt, no question. Coach Salisu Yusuf has been there, done that for football in Nigeria, and has done a good job. His skills cannot be questioned. But when your reputation is at stake, and it was a big allegation as bribery. The Nigeria Football Federation, if you want to reinstate this man who has been there, done that, given his best for football in Nigeria, then do it properly. How about you put out proper press statement before you say he's reinstated? How about you call the media, have a press conference, let it be a dialogue, let persons ask questions. Why is he coming back? Has it been cleared of all of those allegations? Just so we're fine. We keep forgetting these things. Public relations does a good job in avoiding problems than solving it. So we just said, we just got a press statement and said, Coach Salisu Yusuf has been reinstated, and you think people won't ask questions? I've gotten a lot of text messages. Oh, Austin, go and ask them. Is he the only coach in Nigeria? Is it that we don't have anybody that can get into that role? This could have been avoided. And the Nigeria Football Federation, they keep making this same mistake. Communicate properly. You owe the public that level of communication, that level of understanding. If you can't do it, call the media. We have the job of interpretation and setting the agenda. We will find a way to put it out to the public. But now that they've done this, it's like we're going back to the problems. Tayo, I told Yemi last night, and I'm sure you'd agree, when that video came out of Coach Salisu Yusuf being indicted of bribery, did we not ask questions that, they were even pushing him to take money to play his regular players? So we knew something was wrong. 3 years after, he's coming back. We need proper explanation, and that's what the Nigeria Football Federation needs to. I don't have any problem with Coach Salisu Yusuf coming back. I don't. But the Nigeria Football Federation must know these things. Leadership takes care of this sort of things so that the problem doesn't persist.
All right, you've asked a lot of questions, and Nigerians have asked a lot of questions as well too. But according to the statement put out by the NFF, he's coming back is based on the recommendation of the NFF technical departments. What do you make of that one?
It's the same NFF, that was just a technical department. It's the same NFF. They are comfortable with it, Tayo. And I've said what I said. I don't have any problem with Salisu Yusuf. I said it last night, and I'll say it again. I love Coach Salisu Yusuf on the job because of what he has given to league football in Nigeria. And I know that he still has a lot to give. But the NFF technical department, they have a lot of questions to answer as regards why they think he is still the right man to come on the job, because he hasn't been on the job for 3 years. That doesn't mean he can't give anything, but communicate, talk to people, let persons ask questions and you answer. You see, that's the problem with some leaders in Nigeria. They get into public office and they feel they cannot longer answer questions. You're serving the public. They should ask you questions and you answer just to make your job easy. Now, what they've done is each time Coach Salisu Yusuf is out there, the media will keep asking him this sort of question. And it is so avoidable. Such a shame we don't want to learn these things, but we as the media, Tayo, we need to keep talking about it so that they will understand that these are the wrong things they're doing and it must stop.
All right, Austin, perfect place to stop and go on our second break. When we come back, we'll be telling you finally about how Jose Mourinho suffered the biggest defeat of his career. We'll also be doing a preview of the big matchup in England this weekend, Liverpool versus Manchester United. Join us again. welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Let's tell you about the UEFA Europa Conference League games that were played last night. Some expected results, some not so expected results, but one in particular has got everyone talking. It's got the whole of Europe, shook. Jose Mourinho's side losing by 6-1 against against Bodo Glimt. That's a team from Norway. They're the Norwegian champions, so they're a very good side, and they're leading their league as well too. But never in 1,000 years did you think Roma were going to lose that scandalously 6-1 against Bodo Glimt? You saw that game, right?
I saw it last night, and my mind was blown. Even a soothsayer wouldn't have called that game yesterday that Roma would have lost 6-1. Though Jose fielded the second string Roma side, but that's not an excuse.
Exactly.
It's not an excuse, and they played on an artificial pitch. But 6-1 trouncing, it's highly disgraceful. The look on Jose's face was, he was shocked. He was shell-shocked because he hadn't lost a game in such manner since he lost their Clasico 5-0 to Pep Guardiola's side.
Austin, for the first time in 1,008 games, Jose Mourinho suffered, or a team being coached by Jose conceded 6 goals. He bet he's sitting this morning.
You know, I always tell you that football will humble you. It will stun you when you think you know it, you know. I woke up and I saw messages, someone asking me, please, what's that club again that defeated Roma? You know, because it's not, yes, they are leading in the Norwegian league, but it's nothing compared to Roma. And in this sort of games, the personality of Jose Mourinho is enough to give Roma victory. You know, and that's why persons will not just understand it. It's not just the heaviest defeat of his career, it's the most surprising, you know. And he told Sky Italia that, look, I picked the team, so, you know, I take responsibility. But I know Jose, this would definitely hurt him. And he knows that he's got a lot of critics out there, you know. Some persons who don't just like Jose for some reason, and they're waiting for situations like this.
They've come out already.
You know, so I feel for Jose, but this is football, you know, and it's very surprising. I don't even want to. Fisaya did a good job comparing it to the 5-0 defeat he suffered at this in their Clasico against Real Madrid. That's Real Madrid. This is Bodo what?
Bodo,
you know, so there you go. So a lot of people won't understand. I just hope that Jose will be able to pick himself back up. But when these things happen for me to a big manager, it just goes to tell you, start backing up, you know, because you can't be putting this to your record. You can't be putting this to your name, you know. So Jose must find a way to, you know, stay solid till he calls it quit with coaching.
Yeah, you're right there. Like I said, it's taken Jose's side 1,008 games to concede 6 goals. I guess every dog has his day. So if you've coached long enough, you know, like this, eventually something like this is bound to happen to you. It's happened to the greatest managers of all time. Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex, you can go on and on and on. So it's Jose's turn now. It's got to deal with it. All right, Austin.
You know how Jose talks. So when things like this happen to him, people would jump up and really give it to him because
just
the same thing that makes Jose is what beats him too. His mouth.
True. You're spot on. You're spot on. Anyways, let's leave Jose and his humbling defeat. Let's talk about the match of the weekend in England. Of course, there are other games as well too, but there's none bigger than Manchester United taking on Liverpool. United, off the back of that incredible comeback against Atalanta. Liverpool, of course, they've been the better side this season compared to United. How do you see this one panning out at Old Trafford?
It'll be a good game of football, and that win against Atalanta is a good way to welcome Liverpool. If they had lost that one, I'm sure by now Ole would have been out. And then, Ole, definitely that game would have just, you know, put the hot knife on the butter, and it would have been out of the way. But they just had to jump up, do their thing for the coach, and that's what's going to give us a good fixture against Liverpool. Liverpool, on the other hand, also had a fantastic game at Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
You know, going away to win 3-2. They were fantastic. Scored beautiful goal. I think Naby Keita scored a stunner of a goal.
Yes.
And with Manchester United on match day 9, there's so much at stake, you know, because from this point, whoever starts winning starts giving us, you know, the reason right to talk about them as regards going all the way for the title, you know. So let's see what they're going to do. Everybody seems to have the full complement of their team. So it just comes down to managerial tactics, and easily you just want to give this one to Klopp. But we've just seen what happened to Jose last night. So it goes beyond who is a better coach. But this man, I love him. And the big matches, the way he turns up with the big games, you know, there's just something about his psychological awareness and how he uses it for his players. And it just seemed to work because everybody knows when they need to come and play for the manager. So we're going to have a good game of football. It's at Old Trafford, a difficult one to call. So let the best team win.
Let the best team win. I'll come to you now, Fisayo. Austin has said it, and I know everyone agrees. Liverpool have an elite manager in charge. For United, can't say that for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But like we've seen both glints with a coach who anyone barely knows defeats Jose Mourinho and Roma. So these things that can happen, and you can't totally rule out United from perhaps getting a result from that game. We know the rivalry between these two sides are the greatest.
Arguably the biggest rivalry in England, the two most successful clubs in the Premier League. But in the last 10 games, 10 EPL games, Man United hasn't won. They've beaten Liverpool just once in the last 10 Premier League games. And Liverpool are flying right now. They've been averaging 3 goals in their away games, and you won't put it past them to see the better of Man United. All
right. Indeed, we'll see how it pans out. Austin, we got to let you go now. Austin, before we let you go, let's get your prediction on the first El Clasico for the season. No Messi, no Ronaldo.
Real Madrid will win. Don't let me say the score, but Real Madrid to win.
Indeed. Let's leave it at that, Austin. We'll see if you're spot on or not on Monday. We've got to let you go now. Thank you for joining us, as always. Thank you.
A delight, Tayo. Thank you.
Cheers, Austin. All right, quick one. El Clasico, what do you think is coming up tops in that game?
It's always too difficult to call, but right now, Real Madrid, they have their house in order. Barcelona and disarray. It's been a topsy-turvy season for them. They are blowing hot and cold. Yes, they got their first victory in the Champions League this season during the week, but I won't put it past Real Madrid to get the job done because they have a red-hot Benzema.
And they've been the better side as well, too.
Yes.
I must be said, fingers crossed. Let's see how that game pans out as well. So we have 3 papers for review: Complete Sports, Sporting Life, and Sporting Sun with us. Those are papers, but unfortunately, we got to close the show. I want to thank you for coming. Nice comeback, I'd say, after a long, long time. Thank you for your time.
It's always a pleasure being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend as well. I am Tayo Salam.